Okay. This ship. This ship. Those of you who watched Stuntman's podcast on last Friday, the 20th of October, will be familiar with my opinion on not so much the ship, but the loadout. It's a full strike Graf Zepp. Why, Wargaming? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Oh, they are no fighters. This is an institutionalized version of the carrier truces that we had a year ago that was such a blight on the game, to the point that I think Wargaming actually threatened the ban hammer if they were deployed again. The good news is it does actually make things pretty simple in terms of upgrades. So, first upgrade, Air Groups Mod 1. Well, to be honest, there isn't much better. I mean, you could go for Augs armaments, but why would you? If you're getting shot and the Augs armaments are getting knocked out, frankly, you're stuffed anyway. American Strike CVs are the most played. I don't know what to say to that. If that's true, then I honestly have to despair of the carrier player base at times, because why? Why would you do such a thing? Unsurprisingly, we lost in the kid. Yeah, let's not discuss that too closely. So, FlightCon Mod 1. Normally, of course, you take Air Groups Mod 2 in a carrier if you were taking fighters, but of course, there are no fighters. So, FlightCon Mod 1 instead, because Air Groups Mod 2 is useless. And then DAMCON 1 to help stop fire and floodings. DAMCON Mod 2, because by the time you're getting spotted and shot at, it's frankly too late, and at least having a bit less in the way of Bernie helps get the planes into the fly, and then possibly the strikey. Concealment Mod 1, this thing's concealment is terrible, by the way. 14.1 kilometers with camo and module. For reference, well, let's just swing down and have a quick glance at Enterprise in the same state. So, Enterprise's concealment, 12.7 with module and no captain and camo. And if we troll all the way back to Shokaku, 10.8. So, Graf is, well, yeah. Oh, Lord. Graf, of all the carriers, can basically be seen from orbit. I haven't actually got a Lexington, but it can't really be much worse than this, can it? I mean, who thought it was a good idea to build her this tall anyway? I mean, it's not that you need a fire director tower. I mean, what are they going to do? Stand up here and wave flags at the planes? I say, Hans, there is a little man waving 2 coloured dots at us from 30 miles away. I do not know. What is he saying? Achtung spit for blam. What else were they using it for? I mean, you can do most of it by radio, can't you? All you need is one guy down here with a couple of paddles and some lights to direct them onto the deck when they get back. Although it's Stukas, those things have such a slow stall speed that, frankly, they could probably land themselves. Anyhow, back onto topic. So, concealment mods, etc. Captain skills, again, little different, because there is no point taking dogfighting expert. No fighters. So, we'll grab servicing expert, turn the planes around a bit quicker. We'll grab torpedo acceleration, crank the torpedoes up to 38 knots on a 1600 meter range. More Bernie on the bombs, that's never a bad thing. And now here's the thing. Normally air supremacy is a no-brainer, but in this case it just puts 2 extra dive bombers in the air. I'm honestly wondering if that's worth it in this setup. If it was fighters, yeah, no-brainer. If it was a mixed load, no-brainer. But when it's mostly torpedo bombers that aren't affected, you kind of have to wonder if that skill is actually worth 4 points to put 2 extra dive bombers up, especially when they're dropping high X rather than AP. So, instead, what could we go for instead? I mean, we might end up taking that anyway. It's pretty close at times. I mean, it's World of, and there are warplanes involved. I mean, that's near enough for government work, isn't it? Okay, what to take, what to take? Well, we'll grab evasive maneuvers, and it's very tempting to grab concealment expert and just try to get the stealth down. In fact, you know what, we will take that. We're actually going to pass on the air supremacy for this particular load. I'm honestly not sure it's worth it. And we'll slap on... What would help? What would help? What would help? Emergency takeoff. Just because, you know, if worst comes to the worst, I can still get the bombers in the air. So, that is that set up. We are setting the dive bombers to carry a high explosive. You do have the option of going full anti-battleship in this thing. So you can load the AP Paulinas if you want to. I don't know why you'd want to, because if you can't mess them up with 15 deep water torpedoes, then frankly the dive bombers aren't going to make a big difference. Also, please note, those are still the hardest hitting torpedoes from airdropped torpedoes rather in the game. 10,500 damage. They're also the shortest range at a mile. But hey, that just means it's rather hard to miss. Ahem. I am so sorry. To whoever my teammates are for this battle, I am so sorry. It's a Graf Zepp. Oh, wow. I don't know what it is about Graf Zepps tonight. Normally, you don't see any. 1 week's end to the next. It's normally Lexington's, Shokaku's, and the occasional Enterprise. This time around, it's been Graf Zepps twice in a row now, hasn't it? At least I don't have to worry about him throwing torpedo bombers around. I do have to worry about him throwing dive bombers around, and his fighters are garbage. Of course, they'll still mess up my Stukas if they get a chance. So, 2 and 3. The problem is that he will have access almost certainly to the test load as well. So, yeah, he's going to know my loadout. Also, 13 seconds turnaround on the torpedo bombers ain't bad. That's pretty workable. Let's get everyone off the decks and into the air. Something I want to just quickly check is if we use the catapults for these aircraft. So, no, Stukas are using a rolling takeoff, so that's a 10-second launch. The 109Ts, by the way, have a catapult launch on this thing, so they actually have a 5-second takeoff run instead of the usual 10, which is a small but significant advantage. Now then, torpedoes are in the air and rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I should probably get the Graf moving as well, just toddle her round. Well, I'm very tempted to park her behind this island down here, but we'll see what the team does. For the moment, just all ahead full and we'll drive in circles for a bit. 4, 5, 6. Okay, you guys keep going, swing round the flank, see what you can do. Group 2 push south, Group 3 push southeast, and we'll see if we can't get some early scouting in. And if we can catch a battleship on the hop, so much the better. So that's all the air groups in the air. His 109s will be airborne as well by now. In fact, they were probably airborne about 30 seconds ago if he staggered his launch setup correctly. Right, so 4. Actually, no, 4. Take that turn. 5. Take that turn. 6. Take that. So that should hopefully put them into line abreast coming down. We have our first few contacts just pushing forwards. Oh, we've got a black as one of our destroyers. Handy. I hadn't actually noticed that. So torpedoes are running a bit early. Smoke cloud there. Can't touch that, of course. But, ooh, looky. We have a Freddy to bully. And I think he is static. So, oh, defensive fire. Back him off, back him off, back him off. How many are we going to lose before they clear that Ibuki's flak? We've lost 1. Come on, guys. Get clear, get clear, get clear. Okay, we lost 1 Ibuki. 1 bomber to the Ibuki's flak. And, of course, I can't touch the Ibuki with the torpedoes. Group 2 is taking some early flak from that Yokomo. Group 3 is in Group 2. Just smack there. I think that should do the trick. And clonk. Got him out. Right, we'll pull them clear of their flak, then set them to RTB. 4, 5, 6. Right, the Ibuki's defensive fire should be gone at this point, so we should be okay. Just run down, catch that AFK Freddy, and farm ourselves some cheap and easy damage. And the Freddy is on the move. Fine, that suits me. The Ibuki is also on the move, but not in a good position. Where are his fighters? Keep group 3 loitered just in case. 4, 5, 6. Okay, guys, come on. Do your duty. Bully 1. Bully 2. Group 4, go around. Bully 3. That's a very nice battleship you had there. Crunch. I have no idea if the matchmaker does try to match Graf Zeps against each other, but well, you saw what just happened there. Good, the carrier fighter's given up, so we'll set 4 and 6 to get going, and then return and rearm. Group 3 is in position. And that was possibly the easiest 75,000 damage I've had in some time. Where are his fighters? I don't get it. We haven't seen this guy's fighters at... Ah, there they are. They're covering the main group. He's being very passive. I don't think he's realised that... I mean, he's got to be counting squadrons, hasn't he? He's got to have realised that I don't actually have any fighters. Why is he being this conservative? Huh. Okay. Okay, right, well, we'll keep them over. Bring group 2 up to the ready line. I'm going to adjust course slightly. It looks like the enemy are mostly pushing south and west, so I want to run east, get into this section here. Probably use this big island as cover. Keep me reasonably close to the forward line of engagement. And, oh, there goes the Yugamo. The Ibuki's taken a beating, so if I can nip the dive bombers in quick. And you know what, we'll just risk it. We'll get them in. Group 2 is just about rearmed. Get them back in the air. 4, 5 is reloaded, so stack them over the Miyoko. 4 likewise tasked. 6 is landing. So once they're up, right, okay, he has... tasked spotted group 3. That's fine by me. Group 3, if you don't mind. I know they're not going to live to get out of this, but there we go. Right, so 4, 5, 6. Seriously, has group 6 not landed? There we go. Right, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cross task on that Milko. Get airborne. And, well, there's not going to be a Bismarck left to bully by the time they've set up, so instead we'll stack them over the western groups. And, well, if we can't bully that Amagi, we can certainly get Blue Tangle behind him. Does the matchmaker try to match Graf Zeps against each other? Honestly, if it's specifically doing that, I think that just concedes how much of a problem the Graf Zeps still has in terms of balance in the air war. Because it should just be matching tier 8 carriers against tier 8 carriers. Okay, that is where you get hilarity, like a... well, anything against a Strike Lexington, but... yeah. Oh, well, that's another Bismarck. Going down. Pop. Okay, which leaves Blue Tangle... well, alright, Blood Angel 40... I think we know which of the ruinous powers this heretic worships, don't we? 4, 5, 6, right, swing them over. Now, okay, 4, 5... okay, group 5's on the left, so group 5, group 4, group 6, positioned as such. His dive bombers... oh, you're not seriously trying to dive bomber Pensacola. He has defensive fire, you numpties. Okay. No matter. Blood Angel has spotted it, so kick in, bring group 5 forwards, bring group 6 forwards. Group 6 are going to get the first launch shot here, so target them. Group 5, target. Group 4 are panicked, and are probably not going to live long enough to get their drop away, but even so, it's still going to make a mess. He's not going to turn enough to dodge the cavalcade of death and destruction that's coming his way. And that's 132,000 damage without even trying. However, I did lose a significant portion of my bombers doing that. So pull them back, bring them in, and we'll just bring groups 2 and 3 over. Again, I actually know Blood Angel. He could be a loyal servant of the Emperor. I assume, well, blood in this context usually just means blood for the blood god, doesn't it? Although in this case I think it's more fire for the fire god. Yugamo gets her revenge. Okay, the Amagi is gone, and I'm running out of targets. There's one Bismarck down south. There. There's the Amagi there, and there's the Graf Zepp itself. And those are the... Well, okay, now it's down to the Bismarck and the Graf Zepp. And those are the only things that my torpedo bombers can hit, which is somewhat frustrating. On the other hand, his fighters are neatly decoyed. So 4, 5, 6 stack up, launch, and, well, there's only one thing left to do for these guys. Sink the Bismarck. Although we're on 950 points, so I don't think they're going to actually get there before we sink something else, or just cap up and end the game. Oh, hello, Loy, where are you? Where did you go? Sneaky, sneaky little destroyer. Right, run a search pattern. We know he's not contesting, so just run a look round to the south. There are the bombers, there are the fighters, and there's the end of the game. Well, that went better than it had any right to go. 2 very dead battleships, and 1100 XP against Graf Zepp, who, to be completely honest, could have been considerably more aggressive. So, let's pick up some rewards first, because I finished a couple of missions there, and it's always nice to grab a few boxes. And then we'll see... Oh, come on, there we go. To a little bit of a whoopsie at the port. So, a couple of quick loads for that, and just grab the next container. Right, what's in the box? What's in the box? Come on. Box, 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 box. Nah. Oh well. And a duplicate Yamamoto 1 Vice Admiral dress uniform. I already have one of those. Not in real life, you understand. There's far too much gold braid involved. Okay, right. Well, that wasn't the one-sided curb stomping I was expecting it to be. I mean, I was expecting a one-sided curb stomping. I just thought it was going to happen the other way. So, let's try that again. See if the matchmaker decides to be unkind this time around. Oh, why did I open my mouth? Let's see, US battleship, a US heavy cruiser, a Kutuzov, a Gearing, a Fletcher, both of those probably packing defensive anti-air because that's how I tend to load mine. Oh, and the Montana and the Currywurst are divisioned up, and it's probably a 222 Shokaku over on the other side if he's got any sense whatsoever. Yes, as low as matchmakers go, this is not a happy situation. This is the kind of thing I was expecting to run into, and it's not a great map either. So, set rudder full port. We'll get the bombers up. Bear in mind that his fighters will probably launch first, so depending on which way he's going, he could very easily intercept my initial strike. I'm just going to have to be quick about it. Rudder full port, throttle full ahead, punch out to map and see what our allies do. Okay. Looks like a BC deployment. So if they're going to do that, we are just going to move up here. We'll park behind this island. And, well, actually, no, that's not entirely a good spotting position. There we go. And then that, again, that leaves us concealed but reasonably close to the forward line, so we can turn the bombers around that much quicker. Now, let's see what the enemy are doing. 4, 5, 6. No, sorry, 5 do that. 6, I want you doing that. 2 and 3, I want you over to point C just in case.
Maintaining present course.
There's the Kerr first. When the bombers start falling out of the sky, we've found the DM. So, pull the bombers back. There's the gearing. There are his fighters. There's the Montana, the Shimakaze, the Tirpitz. And, well, just about everyone else, really. So push forwards. We're already losing bombers to the flak, but who cares? Just do it. Now, is he going to prioritise? Does it matter? No, Group 4 are dead. Group 5 are about to get broken away as well. Just set them evasive for a second. Group 6. Oh, wait, no. These guys have just discovered defensive fire. Pull away, pull away, pull away. Group 6 is gone. Group 5 are... Well, they're just getting hammered by fighters, aren't they? This is the kind of thing I expect when I see a full strike carrier. The fact that you literally cannot touch the enemy if they're running a decent air defense grid, and therefore you might as well not be playing the game. So it is a source of perpetual amusement to me that anyone ever loads full strike. Okay, there we go. Right, so first wave of torpedo bombers gone for no avail. Let's see if we can't get a shot onto this Graf Zepp. Lost 2 bombers on the approach. There we go. Committing. 3 hits. Group 3 destroyed. Group 2 trying to exit. 12,500 damage. And the Freddy is burning. But even with evasive manoeuvres, we're taking quite a... We've lost another fighter. 2 more bombers now coming out of that flak. Okay, so... Right, just... Actually, you know what? We're going to loiter. Swing over. Just do a staggered course. Stay over that Kagro as long as we can. And then we need to get the torpedo bombers up. And... Oh, no, can't have him breaking contact. Not on that Shimakaze. Nestland, come on. He's right up your tail. And I'm sacrificing my bombers to give you warning on this guy. And he's hit the smoke. Okay, there we go. Job done. Group 2 can't contribute any more recon on that front. So 4, 5 and 6 set. We will have to see if we can take the Fat Freddy. Also hot smoke action against between the 2 destroyers. And also the Freddy secondaries. And I think Nestland is regretting getting so aggressive. Then again, maybe he isn't. That Kagro better slam on the gas. Ooh, nasty. Okay, of course, there is still the problem with the Fletcher. So 4, 5 and 6 can come in. If nothing else, we can murder a German battleship and take some of the pressure off. So, hey guys, I brought an awful lot of torpedoes to this particular sausage party. Do you want to play? There we go, set 1. Actually, no, tighten that up a little. There we are. Group 5, Group 6, Group 6, set. That's actually a little close for the drop, but he is turning away. And there we go, that'll do. Nicely midships. His own momentum's going to carry him into the centre line of that attack. Probably. He's eaten 1. And... yeah, didn't quite torpedo beat the second. No floodings, annoyingly. Just send Group 3 in. Burn him. And then get Group 2 up into the air as well. Come on, Group 3. You can do it! You can do it! There you are. I told you they could do it. And with him burning, Group 2 can be ordered back off.
Awaiting instructions.
On the other hand, this Freddy is healing like a mad thing. We are soaking the worst of his repair party, but I need to move the Graf. Alright, he does have fighters overhead, which rather limits my abilities. Alright, stack 4, 5 and 6 over our battleships. I'm not going to hit the Graf twice. His fighters are alerted. And there's a DM providing flat cover. So ha 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 ha, nope. And that fighter is still ticking. It might just do enough. Dah. Oh well, a kill's a kill. Right, so let's see. There's the Curryverse, the gearing. The Montana is isolated, so's the Tirpitz. What I don't like is the fact the line's getting a little close to the south. Okay, let's get the overview for a second. Okay. 4, 5 and 6 are up. I'm torn between the Curryverse and the Montana. I think the Curryverse is probably the more pressing target, but it's also the one that's closer to its fighter support. So, this time around, we're going to stack, and now we're going to motor, because we just got detected. Flank got turned, we are in trouble, go, 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 go. And set Group 2 into bomb as well. There we are. So, 4, 5, 6, commit. Come on, guys, do your stuff. That's right. Is he going to spot this? Probably not. Set the lead run. There we go. Ow, that was a citadel. One group panicked. 1 drop, 2 drop. Kurfürst's turning in. The bombers got their torpedoes away. Okay, that gave him something to think about. Unfortunately, those are deep water torpedoes. So that bonus Shimakaze hit, yeah, not happening. Alright, Group 2, peg it back at speed. Also, pop the anti-air. Little late on that, and turn in behind the island. Just beat that,
Torpedoes, direct front.
Come on, full astern, full astern, full astern. There we go, torpedo beating complete. Still detected, however, so we do need to keep moving. Get Group 3 into the air. Target those fighters, see if we can't knock a few down. That's mostly it. Well, that is entirely my fault for not realising that the detection was the enemy air attack wave coming in, and the bombers were going, ouch! Ow, 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 ow. Yeah. Okay, well at least I managed to just about break contact. I should be able to duck behind this island. Okay, get the bombers up. Final squadron. Final launch. Okay, there's what's left of the Kurfürst. There's also the Montana and the Tirpitz to target. And Group 2 can land and rearm. In fact, Group 2 can take a short hop and then land and rearm. So, Group 3. Okay. Alright, guys. Target on in. Actually, no. Group 3 stack for a second. Ah, goody. The DM's gone. That's something. Okay. Bombers are more or less set and ready to go. Stack the Montana. Set the torpedo bombers. Dive bombers are making their approach. And if I do this right, we should be able to get a decent hit into the Montana. There we are. Bombers are stacked. Fighters are nowhere to be seen. Hello, Yankee. Strike bow. Yeah, tier 10 anti-air. Why am I even surprised by this? Alright. Target. Fire everything. Torpedoes are running. We got a grand total of 4 torpedoes away, but we did start some flooding. We did do quite a bit of damage. It just cost me every single torpedo bomber I had. And now I'm down to 10 dive bombers. And nothing else. And no, I'm not going near that bloody Montana again. Not after what it just did to the torpedo bombers. Still, at least he's burning. And he's not going to be able to put that fire because we panicked him. Oh no, he's still ticking damage. He's not popped his damcom. Huh. Okay, interesting. Alright, well, let's see. Where's the Graf got to? Motoring through sea at some speed. Fine. Okay, well, keep moving. Bring the dive bombs out. I think our best bet's going to be supporting against this gearing. Well, I say supporting against this gearing. I actually mean avenging... Oh, no. Yep, avenging the Moskva. And there's the nice smoke cloud telling us exactly where the little American bundle of flak and joy has gone. Right. Dare you take on the mighty Yamato? I mean, in the real war, a load of American bombers said, yes, actually we will, and proceeded to wreck both her and her sister, but that's besides the point. Okay, torpedo bombers coming in. This is just frustrating. His bombers have the run of the battlefield. There is nothing I can do about it. If it wasn't for the fact that we've had some very run-of-the-mill carrier drivers on the other team, and I tell a lie, there are his fighters. Break away. Break clear. Oh, go full evasive. Try and frustrate him as long as possible. Break clear again. Just pull them over the Yamato's flak. And then set evasive. Keep these guys alive as long as possible and also slow them down as long as possible. Just need to... Come on. You're losing fighters at a rate of not, mate. But unfortunately, I can't really afford... If it was earlier in the game, I'd be happier trading bombers like this. But Group 3 is all I've got left. And, well... this is not a brilliant trade. Okay, loop them back. Come on. Don't want to get over the... don't get too far away from the Yamato's anti-air after all. There we go. The problem is, of course, that, yeah, we've taken out his fighters, but I've only got 4 bombers left. Okay, evasive moves again. There we go. That's got rid of the enemy fighters. So let's push ahead. There's a Bismarck up there that's burning. I really, really need to find and kill this gearing. That's about the most useful thing I can do at the moment. Especially with Kabarak pushing forwards like this. He's getting very close. Oh, there's the gearing. Right. Oh, nice trick, mate. You weren't actually in the smoke cloud. Okay, right. Auto drop. 1 bomb, 1 fire. Evasive to get clear of his flak. And torpedoes spotted. So the Bismarck has gone. His guns are in action, so I don't have to worry about scouting the Yamato for him. I just don't know how many of his fighters we've covered. I think I might be best used, again, just loitering and spotting the Shokaku. Because I don't see what other strike potential I've got. The gearing's taking some heavy abuse, although he's back into smoke now. Fighters are up and pursuing. Alright, break the fighters back, just bring them over myself. Unless he's having second thoughts now. He's got a 35 knot speed advantage, give or take. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my fighters... Well, I might be able to retrieve them. Might just squeak a retrieve and a rearm, but I'm going to get detected by his aircraft. And then these 2 German battleships are going to have a shot. Well, I tell a lie. 1 Tirpitz, 1 Montana, 1 German, 1 American. So, turn away. Get a stern lock. Get stern presented to the battleships. And then we'll turn flak onto the fighters. Full defensive fire, no point holding it back. And that did absolutely nothing. Oh no, there we go, got 2 of them. And the gearing's gone. So it's 4 on 3 and we are, well, I wouldn't say we're winning, but we're getting there. And it looks like the battleships are more interested in the other battleships. So all ahead, full engage battle carrier mode. I don't actually think I'm going to be able to contribute anything further in this battle, to be brutally frank, because we just lost the Yamato, which leaves... Oh, well, there was the Kurfürst. There's not going to be one there much longer. Not bow onto that kind of fire. Not with that kind of firepower pointed at it. There goes the Kurfürst. Yeah. 168,000 damage, and it's going to be a loss. And no kills. That is... I don't know what to say. If I'd had fighters, if I could have kept the enemy planes off my allies, I might have made a better job of that. But it's a very good CV loadout if you think you're a rock star. If, on the other hand, you're actually interested in winning games, I'm less convinced. Also, oh, hello, main battery fire. Yeah, I can't say that was a surprise. Which just leaves one rather... Oh. Which just leaves one rather unfortunate life raft over here. Haydn doing his best. Saving the vodka. I mean, it really is all over bar the burning and the screaming, isn't it? Okay, let's leave that one there. I don't think there's anything else to be said about that engagement. Why a zero fighter loadout game? Why? Okay. And there we go. There's the defeat. Surprise. Actually, I think... Was that the other defeat? Yes, it was. Montana, team score, just out of curiosity, 952. Yeah, it was, as I say, he wasn't even that good a carrier driver. I almost outscored him, and he had the 50% win bonus. So, that pretty much says it all, really. So, time for a couple more games. I don't get much verbal abuse. At all. I don't know whether it's just that the EU is politer, or that most people don't know the background on the Graf, but I don't really get much verbal abuse at all from anyone. I get a lot of focus fire at times, but no actual verbal abuse.